minutes ago. Here it is. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. This is fielded at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Mike, 55, right there in the middle, 55. Tighten up, tighten up.
Now Saquon Barkley, a man who played collegiately here in the Keystone State. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. On second down, here's Barkley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by T.J. Watt, or as his mother Connie calls him, Trent Jordan Watt.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Punt, 7 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
Come on, set. 60 outlaw.
They'll run on first down. It's Miles. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Hey, Alpha.
Operating from the gun. Hoover, he sets to fire deep. That's caught at the 25. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Noah Fant with touchdown number 12 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Let's go, baby.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
On second down, Barkley. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Back. Check nickel.
Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Hey, box truck. You ain't going nowhere. Hey, Mike 52. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
From the gun, Hoover. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Mahomes going to throw. He's got Mason complete. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
On 2nd down now, Barkley. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
I got you, boy. 55, my God, 55.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Mahomes hit. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And just a 30-yard punt that time. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now, right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now a give, right side. It's Miles. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20.
Set 18 Gator. 52's the mark. Ain't no such thing as a loss.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Hoover going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. It got his man complete. They'll get 34 yards there. Well, one thing's for sure. They're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up the looks that he sees and make him just a little bit more hesitant.
A gain of 6 there on first.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Miles Jack in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Well, he's been the guy. Already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And it looks like Steeler football. It is.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes if they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback. They've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it, and he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right, it felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Now Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And some room to maneuver. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38. A huge play there on the screen pass. 41 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. A first down carry by Elliott. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Elliott on first down going absolutely nowhere. He'll lose about 3 on the play. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Mahomes firing complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Back in the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Now, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Miles Jack there to make the tackle.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Hoover. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right.
Mike 52. Squeeze, double. Mike 52. Check Mike. Bravo. Watch Mike. Ready?
To throw on 3rd down. Hoover. Over the middle, complete. It's Hodges. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Check that. We got Mike 52. Protein spill. It's a party now. Get it.
Operating from the gun, Hoover. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Not today, you are. Not today.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. On second down, Barkley. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. And the Steelers now in the nickel here on third down. To throw, it's Mahomes. Looking left side, and it's complete.
We always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Yellow, yellow.
On first down, Barkley. The 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game. The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Looking to throw. Hoover. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. After the sack, they'll come up now third and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Check, 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 check. Hey, alert 3, alert 3. Look at me. Door, door.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Mahomes now to throw. Looking deep in the direction of... This is intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Intended that time for Cooper.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go for vertical. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter.
Come on now, let's go.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
Wahoo! 52's the mic right here over there.
On first down, Hoover. Pass incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jonathan Allen in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Set, ready? 8, read. Let's go. Right. Hey, seam 6. Hit it.
Off the play fake. Hoover. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They give him 27 yards on the third down conversion. They'll try the left side. Miles. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, Hoover. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 32. Then he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So they say no to the penalty. The incompletion stands. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And what they want to do is go ahead and take those downs away from them. You never want to give extra snaps to any offense. That's how you get hurt.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. shotgun snap to Mahomes. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception.
And, my goodness, another interception. He's picked off at his own 47. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Now Saquon Barkley. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 16 yards on that one at a Raven first. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Flushed out right. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. From 3 yards out, and the Ravens have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 17-14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
2nd and 9 now. Steps away to his left. And now here is another interception. A great read, and it's picked off.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open, otherwise just don't do it.
Now Elliott, and he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Now from the 7. Here's 2nd and goal. Now it's Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. And back at the 8 now. 3rd and goal.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Hey, one set. Check, 43. 43. I can't believe they let you play.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Being chased out left. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And this one is right through. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
This is one of those plays that could go either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, where we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
They'll run on 1st down. Barkley, and he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll be 4th down. And his kick is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
Let's go.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
But this is
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Hey,
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Back to throw. Hoover going top shelf for Smith. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. And that one results in 35 yards. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Hoover. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And now it's 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Throwing on 3rd and long. Hoover going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. This is caught inside the 15. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 48 yards. You're at the point in the game right now where you got to start taking some chances, and that chance paid off.
And it's a good idea to be that aggressive because, truthfully, the defensive guys, they're just playing not to make a mistake.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Noah Fant, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. Extra point right down the middle, and the lead is down to 2. So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough 1st downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
That's good for a Raven 1st down, 15 yards there. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. Now they try the right side here. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Barkley. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
They go play action, so they will look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Back to throw. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 53 yards. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. They'll try the left side. It's Miles, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. They'll look to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here.